Hi there everybody, it's Pip here, and today I want to talk to you about my weaknesses. Now, it's not a very popular topic, but the reason I want to talk to you about this today is that hopefully it will help you identify your own weaknesses and therefore help you improve your life, find the areas that you need to work on to make your life absolutely fantastic. So as I say, I would just like to share some of mine, and here we go. So number one, not making a decision. I often feel like when I have a decision to make, I wait on some sort of internal emotional feedback, and I don't always get that. So even when there is a logical decision, I sometimes find myself being not certain what is right for me, and therefore I often procrastinate and sometimes even frustrate other people not making a choice. Number two, not following through. Sometimes when I have things to do, I don't always see the importance, and I think part of that is coming down to having a large vision, understanding what your goals are, your dreams are, and if you haven't tried it already, I would certainly encourage you, when you have a spare moment in the day, when it's quiet and you're able to concentrate, get a pen and paper and simply spend some time writing down your average ideal day. Certainly something that I was taught to do starting my own business, and it's helped me a lot. Number three, I think we can all relate to this one, so being lazy, unmotivated, uninspired, whatever it is you want to call it. I think sometimes that leads me to cut corners, especially on things I would rather not do. So whether it's just something small like cleaning the house, I have things on my mind that I would rather be doing. And being a bit too casual about life. Les Brown, the great motivational speaker, says, if you are casual about life, you end up casual too. How true. So get that vision down and it will help you work towards your goals. Number four, not focusing. Again, I think this comes down to vision and understanding that sometimes we have to do things that we don't want to do in order to get to where we go. When you have something you really, really do not like, it's hard to focus, and again, concentrating on that vision and understanding the timeline of where it is you want to go and the processes you have to go through will certainly help. So make sure you understand that if you are procrastinating on something. Ask yourself why. Number five, doing the minimal, not committing. I think a lot of this has to come down to personal responsibility. If we accept responsibility for something, I think we often perceive that it's going to go badly instead of well. It can feel quite overwhelming. I think a lot of it relates to the ego. We work out of fear, and the ego knows what's safe, but that can stifle growth. So number six, here we are, not caring. I think sometimes in life we're taught not to care. We feel, especially if you've gone through loss or grief, might feel like it will be taken away from you. We live out of our past a lot, even though that has absolutely no relevance on what is possible for us today. And something that I'm told can counteract that is being around passionate people, people who do care. It's what's called a mind virus. Again, that's something from Les Brown. Wham talks in their song Last Christmas about being once bitten, twice shy. And I think certainly in at least one aspect of our lives we can all understand what he's talking about when he says that. Sometimes we call it passion's not cool, we're a bit strange, we're a bit unusual, especially if our passion is not mainstream. People think we're weird, they kind of roll their eyes and go, oh, here they go again, off about so and so. Stay away from these people. Just because it's not their cup of tea doesn't mean that you have to shy away from it. You go for it. So number seven, not being courageous, not living by example. I think we all have in our minds the kind of persona that we want to put across to people, and we don't always live up to that, do we? Again, it comes down to knowing what you want, and you know, if you have a vision, you deserve that. It is possible to change your life, to change your habits, change you know, stretch your boundaries. Anything is possible in this day and age. We have so much knowledge and technology, but I am told that you will be the result of the 5 closest people around you, and definitely make sure you're around people that are inspiring and can encourage you. Les Brown tells us that about 87% of our self-talk is negative. Just think about that. In a day, if you are awake for 10 hours, for 8 hours and 42 minutes, you're saying something negative to yourself. And it's so subconscious we don't even know. We're told to follow our set routines because it's safe. It's like we're on autopilot. So I was kind of having a think, and I thought, well, where do all these issues and fears and weaknesses come from? And I think a lot of it comes down to being in school, and I certainly for me. So school is probably the first institution we're in, and it has repercussions both social and as part of the infrastructure. So we do something well, we get a reward, or do something bad, there's punishment. But it can stifle growth. I certainly remember in my class it was these 2 lads, James and George, and they were fantastic musicians. But unfortunately school wanted them to be an all-rounder, and it certainly stifled their growth, which is a great shame. It was never going to work, that was obviously their niche. I think as well in life, we come across a lot of naysayers, people who play it safe. Earl Nightingale says that the opposite of courage is not cowardice, it's conformity. And he says that we're acting like the wrong percentage group, the 95% that don't succeed. I think originally a lot of it comes from our parents. Our parents are taught the way that they're taught. But being you know, young people in a different era can mean that different rules apply. They only know what they know. Sometimes, even though we like to be independent, especially as we come towards adolescence, we kind of break away from that. But even in our mindset, we can still have thoughts running subconsciously that create our reality about what is possible for us and how far we can stretch. Again, sometimes we rebel just to be awkward. We don't really know what we want. So that's all from me today, and I'd like you just to comment below to tell me whether any of this has resonated with you, and maybe just share some of your weaknesses. Again, take some time to take a pen and paper, write down your average ideal day, and then separately write down some of your weaknesses. You don't have to share them with anyone. That's all from me. Take care guys, bye bye.